welcome back to the hangar where work on Project Camaro's brakes continues. As we mentioned, we're running the Wilwood system on this car, the Dynalite Pro Series. So we've got these over 12-inch diameter disc brakes all the way around the car, but we still need a parking brake. So the way they handle this is the parking brake assembly, comes with the kit, and it's a drum brake style parking brake assembly, and what it does is mounts this way on the rotor and uses the internal drum there for the parking brake, and then you get the benefit of the disc brakes to stop the car. So we go over to the Camaro here. We have completed the installation of the front brake kit from Wilwood on it. Really nice stuff. And we went with Ride Tech suspension all the way around, and I did the same with the steering. So these are Ride Tech components, and really nice stuff for the tie rod ends. Actually, the only components on this car that are original on the front end are the steering arms on the respective sides and the drag link in the center, and that's it. We have replaced every other component with the exception of the subframe itself. We've also mocked up our brake booster and master cylinder assembly. We needed to make sure we had plenty of booster to stop this, because the customer Brian wants power brakes, and I don't blame him. So with the motor we're putting in it, we've got a cam in it. We wanted to make sure we were getting enough vacuum, so this is a dual chamber master cylinder. It will give us everything we need to make this car stop really well. So at this point, the steering's been completed, the front brakes are completed, and we're going to get to work on the rear brakes. We've already verified fitment of everything, and that's next in the plan. All right, so we're working on our parking brake assembly this morning. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this is the parking brake component of our disc brakes for the rear of the car, and I showed you how that works. So what has to happen is the axle has to be removed, which in the case of the 12 bolt is a little bit of a pain in the ass, because you've got to pull the cover off the differential, then you've got to pull an internal pin, which then lets you pull a larger internal pin, which then lets you slide your axle in and pull a clip off of it so that you can slide the axle out. And if you're not careful, if you rotate the axle, you can turn the guts of that into a game of Jenga that you lose at. So we've been very careful. Right now I have this axle is at the machinist, because we had to up drill the lugs to a 1/2 inch. They were previously 7/16. So we've got the assembly mounted. Mounts using the factory bolts to where the backing plate used to go, which we've eliminated. And let me show you how this works. I've actually completed the full installation of the parking brake system on this car. Back here is the universal kit from Wilwood that lets you activate this system, and it's pretty trick set up. I was able to route it through the factory brackets, so it's come out real clean. And if I take you underneath, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but you can follow this cable around, and it comes over to right in there, and coming out of the subframe is the factory parking brake assembly. Now we eliminated it from that point back and replaced it with the Wilwood system that I'm showing you here. So when you step on a parking brake, it'll work just like it always did. It's going to pull these the internal steel cable in this sheathing and activate our parking brake system. So pretty neat setup. Wilwood has simplified what can be a very complicated system. This was fairly straightforward on the install. All right, so on the other side of the car, we've got the rotor assembly mounted up on the axle. As you can see, we've got our new lug studs on there. We upgraded from 7/16 to a 1/2 inch via Wilwood's suggestion. So we've got that done, and the only thing left to do on this side is mount the caliper, and we will have the disc brakes complete on the back. I'm waiting the axle, as I said, on the other side, but this will go together quickly from here. And that'll give us 4-wheel disc brakes with a pretty trick parking brake setup. All right, so here's our completed brake assembly for the rear with the internal drum parking brake. It's now completely hooked up, as well as the disc brakes for the regular stopping of the car. So we've got a complete brake system now. Looking good.